Well, hey everyone, how's it going? So, a couple of things. I haven't had any videos up in a while. I've been asked what I'm doing. Lots of different things are going on. I found a whole bunch of mold behind my walls in my house. I just bought this house less than a year ago, and we found a bunch of mold in the floor and so on. So, I've actually been tearing down all of my walls inside the house and rebuilding them to get all the mold out. I don't know if anybody's familiar with having mold in your house, but it's not something you screw around with. So I've been pretty much nonstop working on that. Okay, so I have not had any sit down time for anything. I mean, literally, it's been working on my house every second of every day that I have any free time. So anyway, we're hoping to be done here within the next couple of weeks with this project, and whatever. So another thing, interestingly enough, if you look at this right here, you can see, maybe you can see, this is burned. Let's see if I can get underneath the light here. It's a little bit better. So that right there actually caught fire. Alright, I just happened to be out here. I was doing some soldering over here because I'm messing with this power jack inverter. I'm actually rewinding it and modifying it. And I just happened to be out here, and I was doing some soldering, and I could smell a smell that didn't smell like solder. It smelled like something like plastic burning, but I didn't really think about it. And I just so happened to look over here at this panel, and I noticed that there was some smoke coming out of this thing. And sure enough, as I looked over here, there was a little bit of a flame that was bubbling up here on the end of this thing. And wow. So this is just freaking crazy. And if you look, okay, so that was the shunt. If you look at this breaker, okay, this breaker, you can see where it actually bubbled up right here, and it's burnt on the inside. This breaker is actually junk. It's no good anymore. But the thing that I don't understand, this breaker is designed to trip at 78 amps. What I'm guessing is, and it's already a month and a half past summer solstice, so I'm not putting out what I was at peak. And what my guess is that this shunt got so hot, because you could see that it actually started taking away some of the insulation here on this side. The shunt got so hot that it started to burn this portion of the wire. So anyway, close call that a fire did not start. So what I'm doing, since I have this unhooked anyway, I don't even have a meter here anymore. I was actually going to get a new meter, and now I'm going to use a Hall sensor instead, because I'm not going to deal with these shunts anymore. This is a 150 amp shunt, but it still gets so hot you can't touch it. So what I'm going to do, there's a couple things I'm going to do. First of all, I'm actually converting to a 24 volt system. Power Jack is going to be sending me a 15 kilowatt 24 volt unit to test and review on this channel. I asked because I've actually been asked probably about 100 times since I got the first Power Jack inverter, the little 5,000 watt that I have over there. I've been asked probably 100 times if I knew anything about the 15 kilowatt. So I messaged Power Jack and said, hey, you know what? I'm more than willing to give this thing a full fair review if you want to send me one. So they're actually going to be sending me one. He says it's going to be the newest model, the 2017 model, whatever. So we'll see. It's supposed to be here in a couple weeks, hopefully. So anyway, I already planned on converting to 24 volts because this thing gets, it's 12 volts to 120 volts, which is 10 times. And the transformer on the inside gets really hot. Whenever you're up converting from one voltage to the next, you're going to generate heat. So, you know, you're talking about a lot of heat, and even with my modifications to adding the super high-speed fan and, you know, taking out a bunch of the stuff on the panel on the front here, it still gets so hot. Even when I'm running at about 1500 watts, it still gets very, very hot. So, I'm converting to 24 volts. I have 1.2 kilowatts on the roof of the garage right now, and it's to the point now where it's time to graduate to 24 volts. So I'll be getting a new charge controller, obviously a new contactor, and then it's easy to wire these batteries to 24 volts. I mean, it's literally easy. You got it'll be two sets, two batteries each run in parallel. So two in series, and then join the two, you know, whatever. Anyway, easy to convert. So that's the plan, and obviously the solar panels themselves will be converted. That's really easy. Instead of running them in parallel, you just run two in series, so that'll be real simple to do. And anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be converting to 24 volts to try to keep the heat down to the batteries, so they don't draw as much. So it'll basically cut the draw in half. Obviously, you're, you know, putting out half, but the draw is going to be half at the same time. So this, you know, the new inverter should run really cool. But anyways, I just wanted to show you this, and I'm glad that I am going to 24 volts. Because that should generate a lot less heat. But I'm getting rid of this shunt altogether. I'm getting rid of this bus bar altogether. So it's just going to run from the solar panels to a 100 amp breaker. It's a Midnight Solar 100 amp breaker. And that's going to run to the solar panels are going to run right straight to the breaker. And then that's going to jump over to the contactor. Also, it's going to be a 100 amp contactor. So, and I'm also upgrading everything to 2-gauge wire. This is my direct burial use 2 wire. I didn't want to waste it. I didn't want to throw it away, so I'm just using it. It's fine. It's rated all the way up to about 120 amps, no big deal. But I'm going to go ahead and upgrade everything to 2-gauge to also keep some heat down. So, interesting. I mean, yeah, just the way that it worked, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. So I have a new breaker on the way. It's a 100 amp breaker, and that should be here tomorrow. And I'm going to get rid of all this crap and just be done with it. So cool. Just wanted to kind of update you. It's a good thing, you know. Good thing I was out here. So anyway, take care, guys.